Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another beautiful day. Wednesday, 4th of February, 2026. Creative Talks. Good morning, good morning. Start joining. Send your messages out. Wake your neighbor up. Put this on blast. Send it to that person who you want their creativity to reawaken. Even if somebody is depressed, send this to them. I guarantee you, what we're about to share today will cause a reawakening. I beg you, test this out. Someone who is struggling in even an unrelated creative area, send this link out to them and say, I beg you, watch this just for 5 minutes. I guarantee you they are going to, because what we're going to talk about today, when I started or when I had the idea of what we're going to share today, I was shocked when we came on Thursday and PT started speaking about something profound. That's when I knew somehow there is a connection, or there is something I'm beginning to feel, because I have been desperate for a long time to get creative, to get into a space where we flourish. So, and that is a portion available to any human being. So I beg you, send this out, ping it to someone, text it, open your window and scream, good morning, neighbors, tune in. Whatever you have to do, get people on this live, and let's talk. Let us talk. And today we will be talking about the future of creativity, or creative future. However way you want to put it, today will open your eyes. Are you ready? Good morning, good morning. Keep joining, keep joining. Listen, today's one I'm excited for. So while you're coming in, I'm going to quickly make sure my notes are in line. There is nothing I want to miss today, so that we can unlock something beautiful today. I hope you're with me. I see you. Keep joining. Good morning, good morning. Keep joining. Keep coming in, keep joining. Make your friends aware and available. Let them know that we are on. We're going to do this greeting, or, well, you keep joining while I get my notes in order, because I'm not going to miss a beat today. Um, by the way, I hope you like how I'm dressed. I'm on a mission. I'm going somewhere straight after this. So I thought, let's get ready, so that we can just scoot and go and see if we can close the deal. Um, Targets to meet and things like that. So it's going to be some heavy lifting. Well, this is not heavy lifting, because I'm actually buzzing. My prayer today is that I have enough simplicity in my spirit, in my language, in my expression, so that this thing is not complicated today, that you get it. As in we are turning light switches on. It's I'm excited. It's like you're running down a dark hallway and you're flicking lights on. And what I'm saying about this dark hallway is there are rooms on either side where people are locked in darkness. We're just running frantically, switching lights on. That's how I feel. So I don't want to stand and preach and tell someone, this thing in front of your door is no. I'm just going to flick that switch and hope the light floods wherever you are, wherever anyone is. We have to get this thing today. We have to get this. I mean, did you see what PT was touching on Thursday? I was just blown away. I was loving it, because I have forever. Anyway, I'm excited. Good morning once again. Keep joining. Keep joining. We're going to do this as soon as, let me push for one more minute. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to a beautiful conversation. We are fortunate to be on our third outing. I've never believed that this would be me, But I guess the beauty of time and if I can humbly say growth and someone recognizing that um, a people needs to hear a word repeated several times to them, and to be commissioned or to be told, teach your people these things, and they will prosper, and see what happens, and see what 2026 becomes. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bury myself under that instruction and teach and break down, hopefully, what I know, what I've understood, what I'm trying to live by, and so that we can all go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, welcome, good morning. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to get into it. Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready, say I am ready. If you're ready, say I am ready. And if there's somebody who you send this to, type their name and say, John is ready, Mary is ready, whoever you invited, tell me that they are ready so that they know that they should be ready just in case they don't know it. Because I'm ready. I'm even ready for where I'm going immediately after this. Because we are going to quietly take over the world. But what we're doing here inside is how we get ready to do exploits outside. Good morning. I welcome you. I welcome you, Creative Nation. I welcome you, Creative London, and I welcome you, Creative World. Everywhere you are in the world, I welcome you. If you find this, whenever you find it, welcome to a new you. I'm Daniel Ihedwa. I'm a pastor in the beautiful Spark Nation family. What we do is try and take the expression of love, which is that God made everything, and turn it into you being able to make everything that comes your way. Everything that is supposed to be your portion, then you can make it happen. Are you ready? So let's talk. Let us talk about creative future. Let's talk about an idea that I would like to term beautifully dangerous. Let's talk about that today. Let's talk about identity collision, as in when two ideas collide. And I'm not talking about an idea of uh, that is strange. I'm talking about an idea that you know. There are two ideas that are presently available to you, and you know they are available, but somehow they don't meet or they're not meeting. We're talking about today that they must collide. So we're talking about a future where that collision happens. Now, lean in real quick, lean in, lean in. The meaning of creative future. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Okay, let me peel back a bit or make this statement so that you know what you're in for. There are so many ideas we're going to touch on today, so many points, so many things, but I want you to write a few things down so that if you miss it, you can go back and say, did I get this? Did I get this? Did I get this? So you're going to get today the meaning of creative future. And well, that's the topic. That's what we're talking about today. And within that context, you will understand. This is the second thing. What would it feel like to meet a more creative you? And I'm not talking about a you who can paint or draw or whatever it is. I'm talking about a you that is who you are supposed to be. A you that is ready. A you that is sharp. A you that is and the third thing, a you that finds quitting impossible. Are you with me? So the first thing, there is a creative future that we have to inhabit. There is a you that have to meet another you in that creative future. That's what today is all about. Actually, I've said it all. That's what it is. Creative future is about you in the future and you here, whose nothing is happening for. How do you meet? What would it feel like to meet a you that is in the future that knows that things are possible? What would it feel like to know that quitting becomes impossible for you? Okay, this is the fourth thing. What is creativity as an untouchable state? You know when something can't touch you? Let me put it this way. So a lot of people ask me, you spend X amount of time in the army. Why are you not like depressed or things they say always happen to soldiers or people who are in the army? Not me. Not me. Why? Because in a creative state, you are untouchable. Why? Because remember, if something happens here, imagine now, somebody has something would happen to me on the 5th of January 2026. But today is the 4th of February 2026. I am no longer in 2026, January the 4th or 5th. That time is past. I am no longer there. So the state I'm in, creativity keeps propelling me forward, faster and farther away from that time. So depression is not going to get me. It's not possible because I'm moving away from it. And picture this, picture that you are standing at the point in any, I don't know wherever you are, whatever part of the world you're in, whichever road or highway has the highest speed limit. So let's say you can go somewhere 100 miles an hour, or like the autobahn, you can do 300 miles an hour or more, or 70 miles an hour, whatever it is. Picture this, you are standing and you're seeing cars doing exactly that speed. If they're going at that speed, can you board any vehicle traveling at that speed? Is it possible? As in, the car is not going to stop. It's going as fast as it needs to go within that speed limit. Can you open the door and board that car? The answer is no. That's what happens to a creative mind. When my mind is at full speed of creativity, depression can board. As in, anything that is supposed to be something that will weigh me down cannot come in because my mind is on warp speed. It's going crazy. So that's the untouchable state of creativity that I'm talking about. What does it mean to be in that state where you are untouchable? The fourth thing or the fifth thing that you have to capture today is how do you draw information out of thin air? It's possible. And there are so many levels to what we're going to touch today. So stay with me. Please stay with me. We're already 13 minutes in, but I hope this is already making sense. I hope you're forming a picture already of where we are going, of how fast this is. Well, I hope I'm not going too fast and losing you, but sorry I haven't said hello to anyone. Forgive me. Listen, I just want to welcome. I love you all. We're all beautiful people. You're good. I'm good. Let's go. Let's go. Stay with me. So I want to talk to you about the moment when you meet a version of you that is already ahead of you. What would it feel like? The truly incredible you is way ahead. Trust me, it's not the you that you're dealing with now. You have to catch up with you. From a creative point of view, this excitement, it exists. It exists because of one thing. Creativity is future facing. Write that down. Creativity is future facing. I'm telling you, it never looks back. That's why when you see, why do people end up in court? And LV will say, you copied from us, and you copied from us. Somebody will look back at what they have done. Because if there is a published date, that means it's in the past. So when someone goes and copies someone's work, they are looking backwards. Creativity is future facing. Yeah, that's why we have iPhones or mobile phones that are now made of thin glass. That the whole thing is just a thin piece of glass when before it was a brick. Someone was thinking into the future and seeing a possibility. Creativity is future facing. Now, let me touch on another point. Creativity does not live, it does not live in who you are. I'm going somewhere today. We're talking about creative future. Let us talk about creative future. Creativity does not live in who you are. It lives in who you are becoming. This is why I'm telling you this talk today is good for anybody, everybody. Do you want to create a whole new world? I do. I know where I want to be in terms of my targets, my seeds, my everything as in around me. I know where I want to be. So I'm always looking for that state of becoming. I have to become the person who can do this. Not stay in one state and say, I'm a graphic designer. No. What if graphic design is nothing anyone needs tomorrow because they can pull up Canva and do it by themselves? Does that mean you're buggered? Does that mean you're finished? No way. Creativity lives in who you are becoming, not who you are. Every genuine creative, um, so not okay, yes, even a creative person must have a creative act. But listen, every creative act comes from a signal. And guess where that signal comes from? It comes from the future. That's why it's good to have leadership, to have an authority over you, because sometimes a true authority is visionary, and anything that is visionary is not in the present, it's in the future. They know what they want the United Kingdom to become. PT knows what he wants the nation family to become. He's in the future. So imagine if the signal is coming from him, it's coming from the future. Every genuine creative act is a signal from the future version of both you, the one that is the authority over you. So imagine if you are in alignment with a wicked poverty mindset person. Imagine the signal they'll be sending you from the future. It's like you are perpetually broke. You are perpetually gone, as in you can never produce anything. Even though Genesis 1:26 tells us, should we go there? Should we go there? Or do you know the scripture? The one that says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. These things are, there is nothing about unproductivity or being broken in that scripture. It is saying there is a signal that has gone out. Are you meeting it? Let me repeat that again. Every genuine creative act is a signal from a future version of you saying, I've already solved this. Catch up. Hey, did you hear that? Every creative act that you will perform or achieve is a signal from a future you saying, I've already solved this problem. Catch up. Why are you stuck on Instagram? Why are you stuck in what they said, what she said, what they didn't do, what they didn't, what they or did, or what you couldn't do? No, I've already solved this. Catch up. Turn up. Turn up where I am. I'm trying to go ahead of myself, but you know when you get the idea and it feels electric. Do you know why? It means something that you recognize. Something that you recognize has happened. You're so excited because it's not just an idea arriving, it's you recognizing yourself before you arrive. Listen, am I touching on something that is, I'm telling you what creativity is. I'm showing you that we are a separate kind of people. Let me not even separate us from other people. Every human being that God made is incredible. Absolutely mind-bogglingly incredible. So when that idea hits you, it's a signal that you are catching and knowing that, nah, I'm, have you ever said those words? I'm way ahead. That's why. But somehow, so many other signals from the past jam us here. That's why when I get an idea or I was designing something recently for Pastor Ndidi, and because I'm trying to respond to the immediacy of the request, and I'm trying to do something, there was a disconnect, and the ideas I'm getting were just mixed signals. I'm looking at, I did so many things real quick, but I knew this is not what this thing should be. Why? As soon as I heard the instruction or the request, to produce a branding for, and this happens to me all the time. I will see what it needs to be. It's like I will see it as if someone has already finished it, but it's like a signal. And depending on how distracted I am, the signal goes quick, real quick. So in 20 minutes, and I'm just laying foundation. But all I'm talking about today is you recognizing a real you. Have you ever said to yourself, I don't know how I did that? When it's, let's say, something positive. You can't believe that you did that. But it feels natural. It feels like this is me. And then sometimes when you do something, you're thinking, where did that come from? We always know. Anyway, let's move forward. So then, the first question is, what would it feel like for you to meet a more creative you? It's not going to feel like euphoric, even manic, even chaotic. It will feel terrifying because genuinely in eternity, right in time, way ahead, what is faith? It's the ability to see that what is not here now can be, as in already exists somewhere. And depending on the level of noise you're dealing with, what happens is you will see the picture and it will go away. It's like, remember when the sun is shining full blast, but clouds will cover it. And you're thinking, this heat I felt now is gone because thick clouds cover it. That's what this thing is like. We're trying to figure out, how do I mix that sun where it is? Because that heat is coming from, there is a distance that it covers. You know people who panic. Let's say um, you always agitate. I don't know how I'm going to do this. If you meet the more creative you, the reason why you'll be terrified is you will see how chill that guy is. You will see how calm that person is. That's why you'll be terrified. Is this me? Is this me? Okay, let me put it another way. Don't come for me if you don't like what I'm about to say. Everyone has got bloody 8 packs in there somewhere. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But guess what? It's covered. Yeah, beautifully covered by one monopack. But it is there. Wait till you meet it. You'll be like, is this me? Lie prone on your back and raise your leg. Put your legs together and raise them. Let me know how long you can keep them up. If you can keep them up for a long time, even 10 seconds, you have found your packs and you have had conversations with them. But if you cannot, yeah, something else is going on. The signal is broken. It's exactly how it is. If you discover who you are. So let me tell you why you panic. You're panicking because somehow you're dealing with an abandoned you here. Let me now use something else that you would like. Why is it that when that thing called your birthday is coming, life begins to come? You begin to look forward to it. You are happier. You are bubbling. And then you can talk to anybody. Even people who don't talk to you will come to you and say, it's my birthday. It's going to be my birthday. But they don't talk to you, but they will come because they find a new them. All of a sudden, introverts become extroverts. Why? There is a future them they're about to meet. What we're looking for is creatives, all of us who will be frantic no more, who will beat in one, whose heart will beat in unison. so that we can take a vision and run with it because it's already been written, as scripture tells us. It has already been written. When you meet your future self, I think this may have to be part two because we're only 25 minutes in, and I'm just laying foundation because this thing is how we reach the greatness we've been told that is possible this year. That this year, not even is possible, that that's what this year is. So imagine that long before we arrive in 2026, greatness has been arranged. How do you get into it? It's by tapping in, getting rid of every noise, and tapping into the signal that makes it happen. So what would it feel like to meet a more creative you? It will be speed without anxiety. What that means is, somebody asks you a question. Remember, you're panicking. I have to think about this. I have to get there quick. I have to give them an answer. That is speed with anxiety, speed with panic. You're trying to pick up speed with issues. So imagine someone asks you a question, you go dum 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 dum. You give the answer. Speed without anxiety. Ideas arrive fast. When you meet your creative self, when that collision happens, ideas will arrive fast, but your nervous system will stay calm. You will know. Look at it this way. A toddler or a child who can talk, who has a bit of an understanding of the world around them, is there a question that that toddler or that young child will ask you that will throw you off? Never. Because if you've lived for a week and they are just 2 days old, you still have more knowledge more than them. If you've lived for a year, 15 years, 20 years, however old you are now, and there is a situation involving a 3, 4, 5 year old, there is no answer, or there's no question that they will ask you that will stump them. The same way you will give them that answer is what I'm talking about. There is a creative you who have lived the whole life that you will ever live. The question is, why did we disconnect? Why is there a separation? And it looks like it's permanent. It's the things that we have been sold that our lives. Everything is competing as an influencer over us. There is a container in front of me. It has a label. The label on that thing is trying to influence me. There is another one there with grapes that I had. It's got labels or information that is competing with so many other things, trying to influence me. Now, imagine this is just two things on the table. If I scan at angles around the room, so many things are trying to put information into me. Imagine when I now move into another room. Is that not why you leave your room and you move into your kitchen before you know it? You've eaten 4 pots of rice. And you're thinking, how the hell? Yeah, the smell of it, the ingredients, how things were, even the memory of what happened there is haunting you. You're thinking, you're shoving things into your mouth. Why? Signals. And when those things are happening and we don't have the control we need to have, it's separating you from who you need to be. Incredible. Incredible. When you meet a more creative you, there will be no rush. There will be no scramble. It will be just precision. I'm asking you today, can you reach that state? Can you reach that state in every space you found yourself? I'm now talking to every human being who has the ability to, who have had the fortunate incident of finding this on YouTube, or it was sent to you, whatever the situation is. I'm telling you, if you can find a you who has clocked in throughout the life you're living now, you will chill out. You will not rush. You will not panic. You will just be precise. Yeah, absolutely. You will have something I would like to call effortless inevitability. Yeah. Let me put it another way. You will not ask, will this work? I've been in conversations where we're trying to design or plan out for a like an event to design the sets or whatever. I can already see the set in the room. Someone might be saying, "Oh, this will be too high. This will be," and I'm standing in that room in the future when everything has been set. I'm telling them, "No, it will be perfect. It will be good. This will be this." And trust me, whenever we are arguing, will this work? Will this work? It's because nobody is communicating from the future. Everybody is stuck in the possibility of now, in the noise, in the cloud, in that one mole of fat that is covering the muscles of precision that we have. And I'm hoping that as you're hearing my voice, you are feeling out where is my own blockage so that you can get it out. So you would never ask in a situation, in a creative brainstorm, when you step out into the okay, I don't want to keep breaking my flow. When you step out into the world and you see somebody, you look up and you know in your spirit that person needs help, you are not going to stop from helping them. Even if it's, let me carry that for you while you cross the road, you seem to be struggling. Whatever it is, premonition, or I think that's what it's called. When you look at someone and you will say, "Oh, if they're carrying this now crossing the road, at the rate that car is coming, this thing is going to fall off, they're going to slow down, something may happen." You will see what will happen in the future when there is no noise. But let's keep it with creativity. You will never ask, "Will this work?" You would say, you would feel, "Of course it will. I already see the end." If you like, say I'm talking about witchcraft. Quieten yourself down and you will see that you've lived the life I am talking about. The question is, okay, let me go back to it. When you are planning your birthday, I beg of you, do you not see the whole day? Do you not see, is it not what you see that you are building the components in? John, are you going to come? Have you bought your dress? Have you done this? No, not John, Andres, forgive me, whatever. I'm just adding things up. You're planning towards what you see. Now, fast forward to what we said, the first thing we talked about, creative authority. You're now going to be planning that day based on what has authority over you. But let's just leave it as that you're planning a birthday that you already see in your mind's eye. You think you are the one picturing it now, and thinking I'm planning what, no, you are living something that you are in the future of. If not, let me ask you, why don't you see fights breaking out in the event or in the birthday party? You won't, because every one of us is, anyway, no time. Let me move on. 33 minutes. So if you've met your creative self, and I'll leave this with the foundation point and then go into my next point and my next point and see if we can use the next 30 minutes to get somewhere. So if you meet your creative self, what you will do is you would always say, "Of course, it will work. I know what to do. That logo is not this. This color will not work. This will not be this," because you already see the end. And guess what that becomes? It becomes the death of quitting. I'm telling you, this thing is the reason why people quit stuff. Lack of connection with the future to know this thing works. Anyone who's left the nation, there is a disconnection where they stop seeing that this thing will work. This thing will work. So if I'm telling a client that this is the set we're going to do, it's like I'm seeing how it works. I'm seeing how it plays out, and it plays out beautifully. How their marketing works, how their sales go up, how things work, how that small collection of t-shirts sell out, because I've seen it. And guess what? When I can see that, I will never quit the idea. I know this thing is what this thing should be. I will never quit the idea. And it's not because of discipline, but because quitting will feel strange. It's like I have been my name for forever. However old you are, you have been your name. When your name changes, ask yourself, why does it change? Look at the reasons why your name changes. It's either because you're moving up, one way or the other. It always is involved with moving up. Yeah. So the reason why quitting is not based on I'm disciplined, I don't quit. No, it will just feel like abandoning your name. Like, so I'm not going to become something better, something higher. No, I'm not going to quit. As in, it wouldn't even be considered. If I'm walking down the road and I'm hearing Paul, 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 I'm not going to turn because I am not a Paul. I'm not going to respond to what I am not. Yeah. I'm still talking about when you meet a creative you. Now, let me touch on something that meeting a creative you is the best part of. It's the best part of. So I've spoken about that quitting becomes, it becomes like, it's not even it's not a conversation to have. The next thing is, you wouldn't push through resistance. Quite frankly, resistance will stop appearing. Resistance will stop appearing. Do you know why, whatever room you're in now listening to me, do you know why when you get up to walk out of that door, you walk out of that door? Do you know how many things resisting you from doing that? But each time, do you not leave the door? Why do you think that was possible? It's because resistance just stops appearing for you. Okay, try behaving like a bird and flying. You're not going to be able to do it. It's not possible. It's not possible. It is, as in, it will not be possible because that thing will come for you. Resistance will stop you. But for a bird, there is a reason why there is zero resistance. So the reason why quitting becomes impossible, the reason I'm speaking on quitting today is if we're going to collectively, I'm not talking about individuals now, as a creative unit, as a creative people, as creative nation, the reason why we're going to attain the mandate. I love how Sam put this thing on Sunday before he ushered in PT. He said the reason why we are creative is because there is somebody God has given a mandate to build something. Yeah. So if we are going to achieve what we need to achieve, quitting has to be all about spirits. It has to, and quitting is not that you quit something, you're no longer here. No, it's even quitting from the ability to perform, to do, to come up with an idea, to come up with it might not even be the whole idea, but a cog in the machine, some part of it that makes it go that much further until somebody else brings their part, and somebody else brings their part, and we build a formidable um, nation of creatives or an army of creatives. I used to say something to someone and say, anyway, let me leave that because of time. So quitting is impossible or will be impossible, non-existence, including resistance, simply because hopefully, as I'm speaking today, you are recognizing who you are. And let me tell you, you will always know where you are in the future. Whenever God comes out and say, Adam, where are you? Leah, where are you? Maggie, where are you? It means you went backwards. Remember I said creativity is future facing. If God is asking, where are you? It means we're always going backwards. But if we're going to go forwards, it's simply because you have met something that tells you, okay, this is the best place to be. So you will always know where you will be in the future. You will always know to forgive that person. You will always know to call that place, to put in for that job again, to send that invoice. You will always know. The reason we don't do it sometimes is what? We look back at something that failed before, and because of that, fear sets in and stops us from going that much further. Here's something most people never realize. People quit when their identity can't keep up with their imagination. As in, hear me, and this thing will change your life. And PT will always say so many times, there is a possibility to give 1 million. There is a possibility for us to become the biggest creative agency going, handling accounts of the biggest brands. You might even think biggest brands. I'm not talking about even brands who are in existence here. People who are in touch with themselves, with how they've been wired or created by God. They will build brands bigger than them LVs and so on in the future. So when we get ready, people get ready for us to do what we need to do for them. So for us to build the biggest creative team going, who we are today must match our identity. So quitting, when it happens, is simply that somebody is saying, this million I'm being asked to make is impossible. Why? Because of where I am now. So you are looking at an identity that is this. And then there is this identity of £1 million giver or £1 million business that we built, £1 billion, whatever it is. I'm saying, remember how I started? These two identities must collide. And the Bible tells us that when light and darkness mix, darkness doesn't have any chance. As in, it does not have a chance in the world. Light will always extinguish darkness. Let me quickly find that scripture and read it. I think we need to read that. So bear with me. Anyone who is here who doesn't like scripture, million. Light appears. Bear with me. No. John 1:5. The light shines in darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Another version says the darkness can never extinguish it. So the future you and the you now, once they collide, this guy here, who is that stubborn guy who can't finish a flyer, you can't communicate, you can't, there's so many things you can't do, you are timid. There are layers and layers of the past that is killing you. What people said, what you told yourself, what that stupid lyric in that song said to you. Yeah, creative authority, remember, if a song is hovering over you because the person who wrote it was under the authority of heartbreak, of drugs, of so many things, you are going to use it to sanction yourself, and then you quit. But if there is an opportunity for that you and a future you to collide, I guarantee you this light will extinguish this darkness. That fear, that doubt, that inability to do something will be extinguished. Promise you that. I promise you that forever and ever. So when people quit, it's simply because their identity cannot keep up with their imagination. Your imagination runs wild. That's even it's the thing that God challenges in scripture when he says that I will do exceedingly abundantly, far above whatever you can imagine. Imagine where he wants to play. He doesn't want to play here. He's saying, go into the future. Think about yourself that I'm leading £1 billion company. Wait till you see what Carnaby will become. Wait till you see what WDN will become. It's going to be monstrous. That's where God wants to go and play. Not here. Who said what? What's going on here? I don't know. There's someone said, I'm moody today. He's not interested. But when Adam is ferociously naming animals, tending to the garden, the guy just turns up, say, what is going on here is mind-blowing. I'm mind-blown, even if I'm God. Why? That's where he plays. Did he not say, where 2 or 3 of you are gathered in my name? What is his name? I am going to build a monstrous business. What would that business do? Put people out of poverty, employ people, blow people's minds, show them who they are, transfer people from here to another galaxy. Whatever it will do, as long as it's in line with the light, it's in line with future. God says, I'm going to be there. I will be there. Guess what? Even the devil wants to be there. But when he comes, he wants to do what he does always: rule, take glory, take authority. What does God do when he comes in the cool of the day? He chills, he asks questions, he converses. Even that Adam, where are you, was a conversation. He didn't say, fool, what have you done? Why are you running around naked? No, it's a conversation. Just so that we can turn things around. Conversations turn things around. That's what creativity is. Creativity is, I want to create something. And because you want to create something, you get into an activity, you get into a conversation, you hopefully are touching the future. There is a creative future that is there that must be touched. It must be encountered. That's what we're looking for. That's what you have to find. Listen, that's what you are. You are a creative future. Fancy meeting your creative self. Let me repeat this one more time. People quit when their identity can't keep up with their imagination. You know the things you thought. Yeah, when I do this, when I do this, when I do this, when I do this, it's going to be mad. And then somehow your identity tells you, man, chill, you're thinking too much. And guess what? You're slowing down and you're slowing down. Before you know it, you quit. You know what happens? That gap hurts. The pain in that gap. And the thing is, you are there partying, whatever partying means. So don't let even one picture come into your mind when I say partying. When you are sitting down, brooding over something, moody, you are still partying. Ah. When you're doing that, the gap is increasing. And for every time the gap increases, pain sets in. That gap hurts. If I start pulling on this finger now, or maybe somebody else is pulling and they're pulling, and a gap begins to appear, what follows that? Pain. There is a future you and a you now that must collide. These identities must meet. 12 minutes left, and there is so much to talk about. So sometimes, because of laziness, because of how much we're carrying, it could be anything. It can even be a degree. It can even be a relationship. It could be anything. Because of what you're carrying, you can't keep up with your imagination. And again, take that word imagination. If you saw version 1 of this talk, which is creative authority, you cannot keep up with a PT. You cannot keep up with a good authority over you. Why? They're saying something that your identity can't quite agree with or identify with. That gap begins to hurt. Pain begins to set in. So you quit. Put that hand back there and say, please, teach me how to catch up. But guess what? When your identity upgrades, hey, are you hearing me? Lean in a bit. I just keep my camera. Bear with me. When your identity upgrades, when it upgrades to match your creative velocity, write that word down, because I'm not just talking about speed here. I'm talking about velocity. Remember when I said when you're in creative flow, you're in warp speed. Nothing comes in. Nothing comes in. That velocity. Okay, let me repeat what I was saying, that thought line, so that it flows. When your identity upgrades and it catches up with your creative velocity, as in it's your own, not my own, because it's inbuilt in you. When it catches up with your creative velocity, quitting, poof, disappears. Not as courage, but as simple logic. You know, simple logic, which is you walk into a shop. Logic says that that thing there is £5. If you like, pray in tongues. If you like, speak some foreign language. The guy will be like, are you mad? But if you want to walk away with that thing, simple logic says bring out the equivalent value in currency, and you see how quick they will give it to you. Sir, have a wonderful day. They'll package it, they'll give it to you, and you will walk away. That's how logically quitting will disappear, because there is a frequency that you've met up with. Let me paint you a picture perfectly. Four tires in a car, right? All of them keep up at the same time. If not, you ain't going nowhere. Four tires in a car, all of them keep up at the same time. If not, you're not going nowhere. Try do some funny business with your legs when you're trying to walk. Try and see if you can, as in, oh, I'm so happy this came to me. This is the best way I can show you why there is no stupidity in you, inbuilt from God. There is no madness inbuilt from God. All of them are that there are entry points that open that they came in through at some point. In your brain, you can never tell one leg go this way and another leg go that way. As in, it doesn't happen. That instruction or that wiring is not there. Now, you can try and do it, it will look funny. Remember, it will look funny. I'm not asking you to achieve funny. I'm asking you to achieve full speed mobility. Like the one they named running, sprinting, jumping, those things that they named those things, not that's funny. And then we call it comedy. No, if it is to produce something that is like incredible leap into a future, your brain doesn't know how to do it. But we've created fun. And in fun, someone is having fun. One leg is going this way, another leg is going this way. And guess what? We're not going anywhere. Is that not how marriages are? Is that not how relationships are? Is that not how businesses are? Is that not how society is? Is that not how the church has become? Because people are having fun in their head. When what God is asking us to do is meet me in the future. Meet me where I placed you. So it's a forever connected to all my days. As in, I'm asking you to see how we can achieve what is in the visionary mind of PT. If all of us can stop joking around, if we can stop quitting, if we can stop playing around, there is something we're going to begin to achieve. I guarantee you that. So when you can't meet your future self, when that gap begins to increase, you just quit. You just quit. When was the last time you listened to a SoundCloud? When that gap continues to increase, yeah, maybe as Shake increased, when that gap begins to increase and the consumption of those words begin to decrease, Brother Shake's one increases. Whatever his message is, you don't quit breathing. You don't quit thinking. You don't quit being yourself. When you don't do these things, the future you becomes non-optional. Okay. Because of time, I'm trying to rush through this thing. Where do we go to? So, let me touch on what happens when, or why that gap grows. And then I start to round up. I have 6 minutes. Untouchable, when you reach that state, because remember, everything I'm saying is for one person individually to do the work that we need to do, so that as a collective, we can invite God down. As a collective, we can invite God down. When you reach that state of you're now untouchable, your creativity seems to be on point, it doesn't mean that you're better than everybody else. No. It means that you're ready to insert yourself into a whole as part of a people. You can now find your space, and boom, you're in. Like a key unlocks a door, you can fit in and do what you need to do. Untouchable doesn't mean that you're better than others. When we keep pushing and trying to find that filter to really get everything out, what you are looking to get to a stage where criticism doesn't affect you anymore. It doesn't destabilize you. Noise doesn't interrupt you. What is noise? Your mobile phone and the numbers that you saved there by yourself. Nobody buys a mobile phone already loaded with numbers. You put the numbers there. So what does those numbers represent? Doubt cannot just hijack your nervous system because of something when you are at a level of untouchability. Why? Because your creativity is no longer reactive. That's why I said in the creative strategy meeting, when you hear a Sunday service, does something not drop in your spirit what we can do? Because you're connected. But you're waiting to be told, here's what you're going to do, and then you react. No. When you reach a certain state where you've met who you're supposed to meet, remember last time I said, how do you make friends? It's who you meet when you get to church, when you get to service, when you get to an event, when you get to a workplace on time and somebody's there. You're going to say, ooh, what are you doing in my future? You know who is where you are supposed to be. That's who you make friends with. So when you get to somewhere that you're supposed to be, creativity will stop being reactive. You will become like ChatGPT, generative. You will just generate ideas. It's not, oh, okay, whatever. No, you will find solutions. Ask any given soldier. That's what they, I mean, you've seen it in movies. Bad guy is chasing the good guy. He runs into somewhere that looks like a dead end. He scans the room. A jog here, with liquid, with this, with this, with this. Guess what? He becomes generative. He doesn't turn and panic. He generates a new type of weapon, blows the wall open, or blinds the enemy, or does something and keeps moving. That's what creativity does. I haven't even touched on anything. And I'm going to stop it here today. But then there is that idea about drawing ideas or drawing information out of thin air. What is the true state of a creative who has met themselves in the future? The truth most creatives don't want to hear is ideas aren't created. Are you hearing me? Write that down. Ideas are not created. They are recognized. They are recognized. They are recognized. Yeah. What did the Bible say about Adam when he saw Eve? He recognized her, which means somebody created it when he was sleeping, when he was at peace, when there was no noise. Something was birthed from him. Am I saying what you don't already know? Or are you finally understanding the connection I'm trying to make? There is something out there for you to recognize. Where do we go from there? When you reach the right internal speed, the right rhythm in your nervous system, patterns just begin to surface automatically. Ideas, knowing what to do. That's why sometimes when PT says something, I understand it. Knowing who not to take their call, knowing what to disregard, conversations not to have. The question is, why did you get angry? Why? You did not recognize. Because you are not at the right speed, something puts you in their own right speed, and you produce what you should produce. When you reach the right internal speed, write this down. When you reach the right internal speed, What do I mean? Remember I said, if you stand on a motorway where cars are going at a certain speed, you standing on that road will not be able to board that vehicle. It's impossible. If you try, you will bang the car, come out, and another one will run you over. It's not possible. So when ideas that hurt you, that annoyed you, that was overwhelming, when they go into you, you were stationary. You were stationary. And these ideas that we're picking up that are at warp speed, speed of light, they are actually light. Light enters and the simple becomes a different type of human being. Because the entrance of your word, it brings and gives light, illumination, understanding. Try and do the math on the speed of light. See how the rate or where you need to be for you to catch that speed. We cannot be stationary. That's what I'm trying to say here. When you reach the right internal speed, oh, you'll be one. You'll be one with that ideal level. Depression and all those things, you will be quiet more. Child, somebody go and watch Finding Nemo. I don't know. Maybe it will explain what I'm trying to explain better. How you ride the wave. Nemo explains it there. Beautiful, creative movie. So when you reach the right internal speed, the right nervous system reading, you're not a panicker. What did God do to priests who sweat drops from their brows? So what are you doing in my presence? Out. No panic in here. Patterns begin to emerge. You will walk into a room and know how we can arrange the chairs, how we can do this. You begin to solve problems. You don't think harder anymore. You only perceive faster. I'll leave it here today. I love you all. We are creatives who God is calling all the way to a whole new level. I hope you are ready so that we can tap into this whole new world that God is talking to us about through PT, that this is the year greatness happens. I want to attain it. I hope you do. Where I'm going to go today, after this, I'm going to reach some greatness levels that is mind-blowing because I'm going at warp speed. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you are able to pick yourself up. I hope you are able to be that speed that if someone doesn't have speed and they hold on to you, it's yank. You are taking them to where they cannot go to themselves. That is that's what it really means to be upward mobility, social, low social to where you need speed. Something I call high speed. And we'll talk about it later. There's a lot more to talk on this, but we'll get into it. I love you all. Peace.